Hey guys, welcome to So Much Fun with Delani's, and today we're throwing back to when I made this nice Ankara accessory. So I decided to make it for a friend, and I said, okay, why not, let's share the video of how I made this. So first things first, I got Ankara. I used 1 yard each of each pattern. If you want to use the same pattern, you're going to be using 2 yards, right? So but I wanted to spice it up for her a bit, so she has like one peplum accessory, and then she has 2 prints to show for it. So now the next thing I did was I folded my fabric into 2 and then into 4, making it look like a square shape. And then after folding, I decided to calculate my waist measurement divided by 6.28. So my waist is 32 divided by 6.28 gave me 5.09. But before that, what I did was I marked 12 inches. I marked 12 inches square. So I made a 12 inches square. So after making the 12 inches square, I could cut out, right? So just like this, first things first, you're making a 12 inches square. After making the 12 inches square shape, you're just going to rule together. And then after ruling the lines together, I want to make sure everything was correct. After ruling the lines together, I joined the lines with my ruler, and then I cut it off. So after cutting off, I'm now going to use this pattern to cut out the other Ankara print also, and then we'll dive into the waist measurement. So here I've cut out the second print, so I'm having 2 prints on my table. So the next thing I want to do now is to take up my waist measurement. So remember I said whatever your waist measurement is divided by 6.28. So after calculating that, I ended up with 5.09. So I just approximated to 5.1, and then I cut out 5.1 on my on the waist side, right? So the way it was folded, I cut out 5.1, and after that I was making sure it was enough to make my waist to go around my waist, and then I cut. So remember, it is whatever your waist roundness is divided by 6.28. And also for the length of the peplum, you might decide to make yours more than 12 inches. Depends, or it all depends on what you want or what you're trying to achieve. So now see, I have 2 of the patterns, and I'm going to open up one side of it just like so. It's very easy. So after opening it up, I'm going to take it to the sewing machine, and then I'm going to first place it like this so you understand what I was doing. So I'm going to place it together just like so, and then I'm going to stitch up on the edges, right? That's I'm going to be turning it out. So I'm going to be turning this way just like this, and then I'll flip it over, and then we can do the band. So after finishing up the hems of the detachable peplum, the next thing I want to do is to measure around the waist, and this is going to help me to cut off the band and then to know how much extra I'm going to be leaving. So for this, I had all through I had 35. So since I'm having 35, I'm going to want to make the band like twice the measurement I did. So now since I didn't have so much fabric, I said to do the width of the Ankara. So I used this. So I did some form of joining so I could get the exact measurement that I wanted. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to just make a start point, or mark a start point, so I could start getting my waist or the band. So for the band, I first marked 2.5 inches. Remember, I'm making this times 2 my waist, so 2.5 inches. I'll be having 2 pieces of this, and then I'll be using the same piece to cut out the next piece, the other print. So let's go. So after that, I am back here, and I'm trying to use these pieces to cut this one. So now I'm just going to do the same thing, just cut it out so I could start sewing. I even forgot to ask you to subscribe. So if you're enjoying this video, please don't forget to subscribe, share, like. Let me know what you think. Would you be trying this out? Right? This is what I like to do, and I like people to learn also. So now let's go to the sewing. So I have this already. Now I want to just go to the sewing machine. So remember I told you that I was going to be joining the pieces, right, to make the waist as wide as I wanted it, the band as wide as I wanted it. So after I did that, the next thing I did was to stitch up one part of the band, and then leave one side open. So I made sure to measure again to make sure I was on the right path and doing the right thing. So after I did that, I folded this into two, right? And then I notched the middle. I folded into two and then I notched the middle. So after notching the middle, I decided to measure to where my waist will be so that I could close up the other side of the band. So I notched that part. I could close up the other side of the band. So I'm going to close up just like this so I can stitch. So after doing all the proper stitching, the next thing that I did was to come over here. The next thing that I did was to come over here, and then I tried placing the band. So if you remember, I did two patterns, right? Two different patterns. So I want to make each pattern match which band side matching each other, right? So the next thing I'll do, I'll take to the sewing machine and then I'll just sew down like this. It's very simple. So after sewing down all the way, I would flip to the other side and then I'll press down. And then I'll press down just like so. It's very simple. It's quite easy. You can do this for yourself, for anybody just at home. So I'm just going to be pressing down like this, making sure that everything is neat and is looking very fine, right? So after pressing down, just take back to the ironing board, you iron. So I use the pressing iron and kind of oil to remove the papers from my print. So I just didn't want to do that till I was done. I was ready to do my final ironing. So did you enjoy this video? Did you like it? Would you want to be trying it out? Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. And this is what the detachable peplum looked like.